Imagine a state larger than the entire United Kingdom, yet home to fewer people than the city of Philadelphia. Welcome to New Mexico, a land of dramatic beauty, ancient cultures, and wide-open skies. But for all its richness, there's something missing, people. So why is New Mexico so empty? Is it the harsh climate, economic struggles, or something deeper rooted in its history and geography? Let's find out. Number 1. Harsh desert climate. New Mexico might look stunning in pictures, but the environment here isn't exactly easy living. With large swaths of the state covered in desert and semi-arid land, the climate can be brutal. Summers regularly soar above 100 degrees Fahrenheit, especially in the southern cities like Las Cruces and Roswell. Meanwhile, the high desert winters bring sharp drops in temperature, often dipping below freezing. Water scarcity is a huge problem. New Mexico is one of the driest states in the country, with many regions receiving less than 12 inches of rain a year. Persistent droughts make farming difficult, stress local ecosystems, and limit future development. And let's not forget about dust storms. In places like Clovis and Hobbs, high winds can kick up blinding clouds of dust that shut down highways and damage homes. Number 2. Economic challenges. Despite rich cultural heritage and natural resources, New Mexico struggles economically. In 2024, it ranked among the bottom 10 U.S. states for median household income, hovering around $55,000, far below the national average of $75,000. Major industries include oil, gas, agriculture, and tourism, but there's little presence of high-paying tech, finance, or corporate sectors. Unemployment and underemployment remain constant challenges, especially in rural counties where job options are slim to none. And while cities like Albuquerque and Santa Fe offer more opportunities, many of the state's smaller towns have been left behind. This economic stagnation has led to a steady outmigration of young professionals seeking better futures elsewhere. Number 3. Remote geography. New Mexico is vast, over 121,000 square miles of mesas, mountains, and deserts. But with a population of just over 2 million, that leaves a lot of empty space. In fact, New Mexico has one of the lowest population densities in the entire U.S., around 17 people per square mile. That means if you drive for hours in any direction, you might pass more tumbleweeds than cars. Some towns are so remote that basic necessities like hospitals, schools, or grocery stores can be a 2-hour drive away. Public transportation? Nearly non-existent outside of the main cities. If your car breaks down in the middle of the desert, help might be miles, if not hours, away. Number 4. Struggling education system. Education is another reason many families avoid or leave New Mexico. The state consistently ranks near the bottom in national education reports. In 2023, it placed 50th in education quality, just behind Mississippi and Louisiana. Many schools, especially in rural areas, face staff shortages, underfunding, and outdated facilities. Teacher retention is a serious issue, and college graduation rates lag behind the national average. For young families looking to give their children the best possible future, New Mexico often doesn't make the cut. Number 5. Crime in urban areas. New Mexico's largest city, Albuquerque, has become known for something unfortunate: its crime rate. In recent years, it has consistently ranked among the top U.S. cities for violent crime per capita. This includes everything from assaults and robberies to car thefts and homicides. The high crime rate has impacted the city's growth and reputation, discouraging new residents and businesses alike. Even though rural areas tend to be safer, the lack of services and opportunity there makes them unattractive as well. Number 6. Native land and federal ownership. Roughly 35% of New Mexico's land is federally owned, and another 10% is Native American reservation land. While this has led to incredible cultural preservation and scenic protection, it also limits private development. In fact, many large tracts of land cannot be used for housing or commercial expansion, even in areas where people might want to settle. Moreover, these lands are often isolated or poorly connected to infrastructure, making them difficult to access or develop economically. Number 7, limited infrastructure. Infrastructure in New Mexico, especially outside the big cities, can feel frozen in time. Many roads are unpaved or poorly maintained, and public services are stretched thin. Internet connectivity remains a major issue in many towns and tribal areas, making it difficult for remote workers or online businesses to thrive. Hospitals, especially specialty care, are clustered in just a few cities. For rural residents, accessing healthcare often involves long drives and waiting lists. For a state that relies on attracting tourists and retirees, these limitations pose a real challenge. Number 8, history of outmigration. New Mexico has long suffered from what's called brain drain, where the young and educated leave the state for better jobs, schools, and lifestyles elsewhere. Cities like Denver, Austin, and Phoenix attract many of New Mexico's high school and college graduates. This leaves behind an aging population and a shrinking labor force, which in turn makes it harder to build new businesses and attract innovation. It's a vicious cycle. Few opportunities lead to outmigration, which then leads to even fewer opportunities. Number 9, wildfires and environmental risks. New Mexico is prone to wildfires, especially during dry summers. In recent years, fires have devastated thousands of acres, destroyed homes, and forced mass evacuations. Climate change is making things worse, with longer fire seasons and less reliable precipitation. This risk, combined with water shortages and drought, makes long-term investment in the state risky for developers and homeowners alike. Number 10. Perception and branding. Lastly, New Mexico suffers from a perception problem. Despite its beauty, culture, and potential, many Americans simply overlook the state. It's often confused with Mexico itself. Even big companies sometimes skip it entirely when expanding into the Southwest. Without a strong national identity, New Mexico struggles to attract the people and investment it needs to thrive. New Mexico is a state of contrasts, breathtaking beauty and brutal conditions, rich culture but economic hardship, peaceful isolation and challenging remoteness. It's not that New Mexico isn't worth living in, it's that for many, living here comes at too high a cost. But for those who can endure, who seek space, silence, and sky, New Mexico remains one of the last wild frontiers in America. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the forgotten corners of America. And let us know in the comments. Would you live in New Mexico?